And we are live on YouTube. Welcome to the Flannel panel. This is round 2, I guess you could call it. We're hanging out with a tease. Jason from last week. Our buddy Corey's on a fishing trip. So next week we're going to be doing some fun chats about fishing and all that. And we have a special introduction, I guess we could say, and that would be Ty. Welcome, Ty.
Yeah, good to be here. I'm bummed I missed the last one. Jason was having a good time. So
Jason was deep in that can of something.
Oh my gosh.
You know, the only thing that'll make this show better is magic.
It's too early for that.
although Ty, last week you were hanging out with Dustin at the time of the live.
Yeah, we saw him that day. Yeah. So we flew into Atlanta, grabbed a quick lunch with him on our way up to do a show out there. So yeah, it was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's always fun.
And in reference to Jason's magic, Ty's the resident magician of the group.
I mean, Tease did a pretty good trick last week.
That was impressive. That was impressive. Just disappeared instantly.
Yeah.
I've also been able to make a sandwich disappear from time to time.
Sandwich. You get them to reappear too. They just show up. They show up magically as well. Yeah. For reference, those are some late night virtual drinking that we get into, and sandwiches just show up at the Tease household. It's fun. Right. Well, today we got the topic is holiday traditions. So holiday traditions, it's the middle of January right now. We just got through the craziness of Christmas, or hopefully we're through some of that crazy holiday season. Now it's kind of reflecting on it the other day. I was like, what do we get into that's kind of crazy or weird? And Ty maybe has something for us that might be a little interesting. So that's why the weird was on that thumbnail. But
well, I mean, I think we should probably start like this group of guys is kind of bonded over the last couple of years with a holiday tradition, right?
100%.
For sure.
Yeah, I was like, I thought you were going to start with that before we jumped into my fan stuff.
Weird. We can for sure. So this kind of came out of that holiday tradition that we've been lucky to be a part of, really. Corey and Jason kind of took it on themselves to be the hosts, I guess, of that tradition. It's a 12 days of whiskey Christmas, or 12 days of Christmas, or 12 days of whiskey, and it's just a fun time. Jason, you want to say a little bit about that and how it came?
Host is a good this year. Host was a good description, because I was able to have a couple of y'all come visit, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, matter of fact, it was a late night drinking. We just decided, hey, we should make a advent calendar like everyone else. So we just kind of worked it out in our minds and sent it out to 12, close friends, and we all shipped me a bottle, and I get fancy with it, make a little sample box and send it back out. And then every night we'll all sit and have a toast, and each night of the advent calendar, the person will give a toast, and we'll just sit and drink, and it's an excuse to get around with friends. And it's been great. Really great.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
It's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of cool stories that kind of came out of that, and a few later nights. Even we do a Zoom or a Google Hangout, or it's Zoom every night for the 12 days, a little toast, and it's fun to watch everybody just kind of say their piece and be a part of the group. So that's been a lot of fun, and that kind of in term made this. I think it was our buddy Casey was like, you guys are all in flannel. And kind of threw out that name Flannel panel, like, hey, let's have some fun with this. So that's where we're at. But yeah, that would be the holiday tradition that kind of sticks with me right now. It's a fresh one. It's only a couple of years old, but I think it's going to be around for an awful long time.
Yeah.
A lot of fun for sure.
It's gotten to the point where that's the Christmas. After that's over, because we do it. Usually it ends up around the 19th, 20th, so it doesn't interfere with people's holiday travels and stuff. But it's got to the point where that's like Christmas to me. After that, everything else is just, yeah, I got a present. That's great.
The hype of that kind of overshadows some of the other stuff.
Really
actually,
does.
yeah, it's fun.
Except, Jason, this year you cooked like a 12-pound prime
that
rib
is my
for a Christmas party.
I'll get into that. That's one of my traditions that came out of something stupid, which is fun.
Something stupid. I don't know about that.
The
12 pounds of
tradition,
meat.
the tradition of the ridiculously large prime rib roast. Yeah. That's the title. That's the day.
Mm-hmm.
And the 12 days are fun because they usually only last 15 minutes, but you never know if you're going to be on 15 minutes or 3 hours. You just, whatever anybody wants to do, we do.
I'm the silly one that's usually on for 3 hours, and that whole 2 weeks are a little bit of a mess. But yeah, we got a couple people. We got a couple people on hanging out with us. I
saw Eric. I felt like I needed to have some.
Yeah, I know. Well, he posted on the last live, and he's like, "What is this? This is fantastic!" And I think we'll have to get him on here. And he does have a well-stocked closet.
Since he's in, we could call him the enabler. I love that man. I owe him big time because today or last night they had the Dixon Slayer Flannel collaboration, which I've been talking about for the last 3 or 4 days, and I flat out forgot about it. So I'm cooking dinner, and then he texted me, says, I got mine, and Corey says he got mine, and I looked down and like, so I had to drop what I was doing. I burnt dinner so I could buy a Dixon flannel.
You burnt dinner.
You're just meatloaf. It's fine.
So that's not up here as well. I'm on the Dixon.ca, not the Dixon.com, being up in Canada, and we're not getting the same.
I'll send you I will enable you anytime. I'll send you the thing.
I know.
I'll buy it.
I
already owe you one for Whiskey Weekend. I got it sitting here in the drawer.
I owe you for that already. Yeah. So
we
got
nothing.
Eric here. We have Andrew West who's hanging out and saying hi to Eric. We have Cody Breeding who's hanging out. Cody.
So Andrew probably might be on the panel at some point. Don't you guys get issued flannels when you're born?
Yeah, pretty much.
Being Canadian.
Yeah, you get wrapped in it at the hospital.
Swaddling flannel. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And we have the lovely Natalie as well saying, "Was up, was us."
She told me to say that she loves y'all and she wasn't coming on. She lied to me. Infidelity. I'll have to talk with my therapist about that.
She saw how you ended up last week, and keep ads.
She saw me with an armful of bourbon running downstairs, so she had to come check up on me.
Where's the can this week?
It's upstairs. I don't want to beat it into the ground, but you all be getting one, I hope. I went looking for a Elijah Craig barrel proof today at the liquor store, and I got a couple more. So
that could be a sloppy live stream if we all jump on with a can of 118 proof, whatever that was. Yeah. All right. So holiday traditions. If you're in the chat and you have a holiday tradition that you like, please jump in and say that. So the flannel panel is last week we talked a lot about whiskey, and I think it's because that's kind of how we kind of all hooked up and got in contact with one another. But we're gonna have lots of different topics throughout the year and years to come. As I said, next week we're gonna talk about fishing when Corey gets back. So this week is holiday traditions, and the hat's gone backwards. Jason.
It's already going. I need the ventilation in my brain.
Is that it? Okay. So
Kentucky Spirit is going quite quickly to my fun center.
Fun center.
The fun center.
Fun center. All right.
Which everybody knows it's off the occipital lobe right here. I learned that from Nat too.
Wow. This is
Natalie, come get him sooner than later.
Bring me a sandwich.
No. We have so Andrew West currently has no flannel plaid, which we'll have to work on. I don't think that's allowed. And Nat has a question or has a statement. What is this? Hey Jason, tell him about Find the Pickle.
I don't think we're not monetized. I guess I could tell him.
Yeah, well, we don't have enough anything really to get monetized, so if you want to talk about the pickle, feel free.
I need a few more drinks on me first.
All right. I'm assuming that's not.
It's a holiday tradition.
Okay.
I promise we'll go back into it. I want to leave that as a dangling participle.
All right. Well, stay tuned and stick with us for that. Find the pickle
Pickle
story.
Jason and Natalie household.
It's pretty boring. I got to make up some details to make it more interesting than it really is. So,
all right. Well, the teas. Do you have any holiday traditions that you guys get up to?
Yeah, I have a couple weird ones, things I don't think are normal, and I'm not proud of these, but the first one I wanted to share is we've been doing this for like 20 years, and it started out when my kids were young, and we'd go on Christmas Eve. We would eat dinner, then go to church, and then after church we would go look at Christmas lights. And there's like an attraction here nearby called Storybook Lane. So every year they have like 20 or 25 lighted wood cutout displays, and they're all nursery rhymes. And when the kids were little, we would take turns reading. I'd read one, then my wife would read one, and as the kids get older, then they would read one. So we pull forward 10 feet, read a nursery rhyme, pull forward another 10 feet, read a nursery rhyme. Well, anyway, we've done this for like 20 years now. The kids are in their 20s now, and we still make them drive through there every year and read those nursery rhymes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Sometimes they have dates, and the dates will read. We're holding up traffic at the Storybook Lane, because no one else is stopping at everyone for 45 seconds while somebody reads the nursery rhyme.
That's awesome. So you're that guy.
Yeah, I think that's a little unusual.
So Storybook Lane with nursery rhymes. So expand on this dates reading the nursery rhymes. How do you have any feeling on how that went? Was that an awkward
was like a peer
scenario
pressure thing? Like, I think your mom hates me kind of thing.
Are any of the
screw it up
around? Like, did any of them survive it?
Oh yeah. My son's girlfriend is still hanging. She went with us this year, so yeah, we're still doing it.
Was it the first time or second time?
No, it was like her second or third time around.
Oh,
Well,
that's
It's got to be magical, because if you live in a Dr. Seuss town, I mean, Newton Hooten sounds.
And I give my kids credit because they seem to embrace it. I'm driving the car thinking this is so stupid, but they just we're going to Storybook Lane.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I would have put money that Tease was not the one driving in this scenario.
Yeah,
I would have put Tease in the passenger seat with a Yeti cup.
I want to put him on a trailer on a lazy boy. That would be perfect.
Nice.
And you can just read it
Light
to
him
all
up.
the kids. Just read it out loud. Sit on a lazy boy and act like you're in front of the.
Yeah.
That would be beautiful.
That would. I think we got some ideas for next Christmas already. All right, so Eric's chimed in on the chat here. I always have to make my own eggnog. I never buy the pre-made. We also go to the movies after opening gifts. I think I saw that you were on Instagram or socials. Socials, is that what it is? And you were at the theater afterwards. So
that's always fun.
That's a good idea. My kids aren't there yet. My kids are pretty young for the theater, but I think we'll have to do that as well. And my wife's a nurse, so I'm solo every other Christmas with the kids. So I think that movie after whatever, taking up some time without my wife would be a smart play. Actually, that was going to be one of my questions going forward is what am I going to do next year when my wife's not here? These kids now know what's going on. I have to make it good for them. So that's going to be
getting Benadryl
for
challenge.
Well, you're not wrong, but yeah,
that's the secret ingredient in the eggnog.
Benadryl in the eggnog. I can't. Eggnog is I love it, but I can't have too much. When I was a kid, my family always did the make like homemade eggnog, and I would drink it like it was going out of style. But that's raw eggs and milk. Like, if you think of what it's made of, it's not good to consume a fair amount in one shot. And I remember being so sick one year, and I just kind of, stopped that.
I found a new love for eggnog this last couple of years, but there's a local dairy that makes it, so it's pasteurized or whatever. So, but yeah, I drink like a quart at a time. I'm kind of addicted.
We got the Chiefs whiskey bar here. So Dustin, I'm not sure what that first bit is, but what hung a documentary?
Watching.
I think he's saying watching.
Watching. Okay, wasn't sure where you're headed with that, but
We'll translate Southern into Canadian.
Yeah,
For you.
thank you. Yeah, I went a total different way, but that's great. Good to see you here, pal. That's fun. Yeah. So, Ty, are we ready to jump into some weird ones, or?
Yeah, we can do that. I've almost finished a drink, so I've got two. I'll do like an old one and a new one, I guess. So the old one, I mean, for longer than I've been alive, as far as I know, my grandma, when she does Christmas, it has a theme, and it has been everything. I mean, we've had Disney Christmases, Star Wars Christmases, Snowman Christmas. It doesn't have to pertain to Christmas. It can be any Christmas. And with that theme, when we were younger, all of the families, so my mom has 6 brothers and sisters. And so when we were younger, we would all gather at my grandma's house with all of the grandkids. And there was this theme, and you had to put on skits or sing songs or do all sorts of random things that surrounded the theme. For example, one year there was a clown theme. I was probably about, I'm guessing I'm 4 in this picture.
How do I do this? Wait, hold it there.
I'll hold it there.
I gotta learn how to use this better.
That's hilarious.
Here we go. Let's do this. Did that work?
Yeah.
There we go.
So, Will is so excited right now.
Yeah, where's Will when you need him?
So I'm the shorter one in that scenario. That's my cousin.
Oh, that changes everything.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
And I tried to find it. I have a picture where we did the Star Wars Christmas, which I don't know if you guys may remember this too. They released a Star Wars Christmas vinyl. Did you guys, anybody know? So it was like a vinyl with like Star Wars characters doing Christmas themed storytelling and blah, blah, blah. And so that picture is me in this like R2-D2 setup, which is an upside down trash can with like dryer vents on my arms, like walking around. And then my dad is like in aluminum foil as C-3PO. So yeah,
that's awesome. Eric says was like clown or hobo based on that picture you showed us.
Yeah. Hey.
So dryer vents for C-3PO, did you say?
Yeah. Well, I was R2-D2.
R2, yeah.
So I had like the upside down trash can and
perfect.
I don't remember, but so and the fun thing is like, I mean, I'm probably like Troy's kids in that when I was younger, I loved it. I got to that phase in my life where I was like, this is so weird and awkward and I don't want to do this anymore. But now like my mom has pushed really hard to kind of carry it on. And now it's like, you know, it's just our family, my mom and grandma that are kind of still do it really. And so like this year we had to do it virtually. But they did like this full like shadow puppet Christmas that my mom worked on with my daughters, and you know, so they put this whole thing on. And so now I look at it, I'm like, all right, that's really cool that they're still doing that and stuff. But it has at times it's been a very strange Christmas.
For sure. I'm sure your daughters love that now though. They can kind of keep going with it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, both of them. I mean, they're 12 and 8, and so they got to create all the, you know, set design and all that stuff. And my oldest daughter loves art projects. And so she's all into it. And I just get to set up this setup and say, all right, go.
That's perfect.
Sit back with some eggnog and call it good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did anybody do ugly sweater parties?
Once. I mean, we get invited to a friend's Christmas party, and he has a different theme every year, and we've done ugly sweaters and stuff like that. But I'm not much of a costume guy. When a guy my size puts on too many layers, it doesn't work out.
I was gonna say it's hard to find a ugly sweater that'll fit for me. So I've tried. There's some funny ones, but
I've had a few kind of sketchy, ugly sweater parties that turn into like onesies with like electrical tape with lights all over them, and you never know. It gets a little interesting, but yeah, that's something we do. And then my wife's family makes tortilla and French onion soup every Christmas Eve. So no matter what happens, and he was a pastor, he is a pastor, so Christmas Eve is always a really busy day for them. And then after that, they get home, try and make this meal, and it's like 11:30 before, almost 12 o'clock, and you're beat, exhausted. And the last thing, now it's a little easier because everybody's a bit older and it can help a bit more. But when I first jumped in the family, it was such a late night after that. And then we'd also get some new pajamas, so usually flannel, but that was Christmas Eve, and then it would be right back to her parents the next day. Now that we have some young kids, we're trying to switch that a bit with staying home because of all that. But yeah, so meat pie and French onion soup is what the meal was. I have no idea why, but that's what they do. It's tasty.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, well, we didn't have a lot of traditions growing up. You have 5 kids. It's like we're 5 brothers and sisters. They all just kind of give up on anything special. You just get your toys and call it good. But when I with my kids, I used to, because I work shift work, I've been there forever, and their mom loved Christmas and she was insistent on it. So a lot of times I just let them go to their moms. So we actually celebrated Festivus. My wife at the time was a huge Seinfeld fan. I mean, I had the chrome pole. We did airing of the grievances. We had the dinner. We had the test of strength, the whole thing. And as a little bonus, one of the reasons we did it is you got a lot more Christmas if you wait till the after Christmas sales. So I'd send them to their moms. They'd get all spoiled there. And then I'd take my limited budget and get twice as many gifts, give them to them for Festivus. They're happy. They get 2 Christmases. Everything's great.
Smart.
And it's a lot easier storing a Festivus pole than a damn Christmas tree. I'll tell you that.
That's true. That's true. So Andrew does tortilla as well, but his wife pre-makes it and then bakes it Christmas morning. Yeah, we do it on Christmas Eve. My family. Yeah.
Yeah, we guess that ours was. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah. If we go into food stuff, my wife does like Greek.
Yes, she does.
Her grandfather was a Greek chef and did a lot of pastries and stuff, and so she has recipes that have been passed down for years. And so one of the things she does every year is bake a crap ton of Greek cookies and sweetbreads and all sorts of stuff that she sends all over the world at this point. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks to Nat, we're on the list.
Yeah,
Nat used to be Greek Orthodox, and so when they got together, they talked about it, and Nat went on, and now that they have the Greek bond, we get a shipment of cookies in the mail, and it's great.
Yeah.
Networking.
Absolutely.
That works for sure.
That's right.
So Jason, you want to continue with the food?
Oh yeah, with the food. Like I said, it's a good time to interject the ridiculously large prime rib story.
Yeah.
So when Nat and I, first of all, I got to say, all the traditions we have, basically, I could almost write a book on adapting my Western, growing up in the West, which was basically agnostic when it comes to traditions, to marrying a Southern woman changes everything, because they have rituals and special meals and traditions all over the place, and Nat loves all of them. So every time we have I just kind of defer to her. I've learned how to make, the traditional New Year's meal with the pork and the cabbage and the black-eyed peas and everything. That's a staple. And so anyway, when that got her license and we were settled, I was inviting people over for a dinner, and I'd made a small budget roast beef the year before, and it was a hit. So I'm like, I'm going to make this really special. I'm going to go to the best butcher in town. I'm going to order a prime rib. And as I'm trying to order it, he's talking about like, 2 ribs per person, how many people you have in coming, and I'm doing the math. And apparently math was too hard because I froze. And he looked at me and goes, well, why don't you just buy a whole prime rib? Because if you got that many people coming, you got plenty, and leftovers aren't bad. So, boom, sold. Bought the prime. You had to order this in October. And so November rolls around, and there's a line in this butcher shop. I waited for at least 45 minutes just to get to the front desk, and it was shoulder to shoulder. And so I get to the thing, I give them my name, they give me my prime rib, and they throw down this basically skinned cow on the counter. It was 16 pounds, and it was almost $400.
Oh my God.
And I look at it, and there's a line behind me. I'm holding people up, and I just put it on the American Express, and I just lugged it in the cradle position and cradled it on the way out, and just so I paid off the dinner in 3 installments I think I paid it off in March. But the funniest part was I was the envy of everybody in the butcher shop. I had a guy actually stop me and go, "You gonna cook that whole thing?" I go, "Yeah." He just puts his head down and gives me knuckles. And we kept on walking. So ever since
I don't know how I'm going to cook it, but yeah.
That was 3 years ago, and it was such a hit. I actually cut that one in half, and even half of that was enough to anyway. So every year now, that's been the tradition. I'll go get a ridiculously large, not that big, but I will get a ridiculously large one, and we'll stick it in the smoker. So
I love it.
That's awesome.
We saw some pictures being thrown around, and I was incredibly jealous of that piece of meat.
Mm.
Hey, there you go.
We made it like 30 minutes in before the first
one.
New record.
Well, Jason hasn't had a can of bourbon yet, so
and he's not drinking out of a horn.
Yeah,
so that kind of opens it all up.
If you haven't seen the Blantons versus the World, we
jump clap for my son. I forgot that one. We do play the game. It might be, I don't know if you know this from Troy, it's a German tradition where we have it's a pickle. It's a pickle Christmas ornament, and you hide it in the tree. And when you all get together before you open presents, you play find the pickle. The first one to find the pickle ornament in the tree gets an extra gift or a present. We have a pickle gift.
Find the Pickle would have been a great name for this live stream.
They used to play at junior high.
Yeah, James has found one.
That's a different game, Tease.
Oh. I lost that one too.
I don't think that was a pickle ornament. I think that was yeah.
It's called puberty in the cold. Is what that's
in the pocket.
It was cold. It was cold. Yeah, so you have a pickle ornament that's hidden on the tree.
It's just a little glass pickle ornament, and we just hide it. And the kids will all get there.
Is it green?
Yeah.
So it blends in with the tree.
Exactly.
You would think that a pickle ornament would stand out fairly.
And it's funny because even this year, or last year when I had all the kids here, I mean, 30-year-old kids, 20-year-old kids, like fighting, like nudging to get position to find the pickle so they can get the extra gift. It's still funny because our house is a little competitive. So it doesn't matter what we're competing over. They'll draw blood to get it.
You have a white elephant story like that too, don't you? Isn't that white? Is it white elephant?
The ugly puzzle. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot.
I have a gift that floats around here too. Yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah. I went to a Christmas party at Nat's colleague's house. This was years and years ago. And that's the first time I'd met the people. And I was trying to make a good impression. And they play this dice game for white elephant gifts back and forth. And you can steal the gifts. Long story short, they're coming to the end, and there's bottles of liquor, and there's some really nice prizes. And the last one was this lady had won a bottle of really nice tequila, and she had that and this ugly puzzle. And so I actually happened to win the very last round. And she was nervous because she really wanted that bottle. So rather than stealing the bottle of tequila, I took the ugly puzzle to be nice and made her happy.
You're too nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have never thought Jason would do that.
Yeah.
It's like
Not
Jason and Natalie, the most kind-hearted humans on earth.
That's true.
Comes as a shocker.
So what he didn't tell you is he took the puzzle, but he gave her $40.
But so now ever since we had this puzzle, and then we've actually incorporated that same dice game on Christmas. And in the dice game, whoever wins the puzzle has to bring it next year and pawn it off on somebody else. Oh. So that's kind of been the side game is like one time my daughter made a huge box for him, and obviously attracted somebody to win. And in the bottom of the box was the puzzle. Last year I made a little envelope to look like gift certificates. They opened that, and inside was a letter that said "Your presence behind the tree," and it's the puzzle. Kind of things like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's the new tradition is hiding the ugly puzzle. Yeah. Which ironically enough, so we had lost the other puzzle. And so we started it again this year. And
you bought a puzzle.
I bought an ugly puzzle. And well, the funny thing is now it's a Golden Girls puzzle. So now it's like
now it's worth something. Yeah.
Now we might keep it around. Who knows?
Yeah.
Here's the Betty White.
Someone needs to empty the puzzle and put like $500 in it or something, and see if anybody notices until the next year. Like
that's a glorious idea.
Now James knows though.
Oh,
now you're in.
Wow.
Although you could play it up and be like, hey,
maybe
grab this and then
it could be next year.
Yeah, exactly. I'm keeping that around.
That's a good idea. We have a platter that was given from my wife's grandma. And it's this poppy platter, and it was given at Christmas time. I don't know why, but it's got it's like a plastic dollar store platter that's got poppies all over it that just gets circulated around because it's the ugliest thing ever. But and yeah, so it goes through both families, my family and her family. It's been circulated a fair bit as well.
I've got one more kind of related to food. It's not as cool as your stories, but every year it's another Christmas Eve story. We before we go to church, we have we'll grill some steaks, have steak, like a steak dinner. But I don't know how it started, but every year while we eat dinner, our local radio station broadcasts like the original Christmas Carol radio program, like with Lionel Barrymore from like 1931 or something. So while we're eating dinner every year, we're listening to this old Christmas carols.
Well, steak goes with anything, so it's still perfect.
Yeah. I'd expect that from Tees on Christmas Eve, though. Steak, a good steak meal.
Yo, it's one of the 4 food groups.
Uh-oh.
Nat says red poppies are worn in England for their Veterans Day. Same with Remembrance Day up here. Yeah.
Don't give what we do any meaning or validation. I love you, babe. Yeah. Just kidding.
I'm gonna quickly move on for Jason's sake. And
thank you.
Yeah.
So now that we're throwing out other holidays, we started. I remembered I said earlier I was going to do an old and a new tradition. So we started a new tradition last year for Thanksgiving. We went to a buddy's house. His name's Jeremy. He's like they do Thanksgiving right and do food right. I don't like Thanksgiving food, and so it takes a lot.
Hold on a second. You don't like Thanksgiving food?
No, 99% of it is crap.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah,
dressing and noodles. You don't like that?
Nope, terrible.
Oh,
yeah, turkey, horrible.
What?
Yeah, if it's so good, Drew Holcomb said this too. If it's so good, why don't we make it all the time?
I do.
All right. Well,
Actually,
no one else does. Like, it's fantastic. You make it once a year. It's not that good. So, anyway, they do all this stuff, and their whole thing is like, no one can bring anything. You just request what you want them to make. And so I was like, oh, I want like smoked ham or something, like, so I don't have to eat turkey. And So we went there last year, and when all the eating and that stuff was done, there was it's true.
I wouldn't disagree, but turkey is good.
You can make okay turkey.
Oh my goodness!
Turkey or steak?
Steak.
I don't know.
The only reason you're hesitating is because you're on the spot.
I got the argument. Yeah, it's
yeah. Any other time you're going steak.
I don't know. So I like dark meat turkey, like turkey sandwich afterwards. Like it's a whole week's endeavor.
The best part is the leftover turkey sandwich, because the original is not that good. Well, then you can put other stuff on it, and then it tastes okay.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways,
he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I'm starting to get upset.
Yeah, Troy. At least we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I got you.
Anyways, that has nothing to do with the tradition. Finish all the eating. All the guys like migrate to like the TV room, and we're all sitting there, and we went down a YouTube rabbit hole and ended up watching Hot Wheels racing on YouTube. It is like a thing. It's like crazy thing. And so we all started betting on Hot Wheels cars for Thanksgiving. We were there for like 2.5 hours watching these YouTube videos of, Hot Wheels racing, and we would bet on our cars and pick winners and blah, blah, blah.
So you were betting on the YouTube show?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Eddie had already watched all the videos, so he knew who was going to
win. Well, we did make sure when we were there was no like, you watch this, or we kind of checked that. So, and then this year we took it one step further and built our own Hot Wheels track in his garage and did live Hot Wheels racing for Thanksgiving. So that's our
amazing. That's
glorious.
That explains your Hot Wheels Christmas gift.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you keep it all above board? Do you have have to open the package of Hot Wheels cars? The reason I'm saying this is, growing up, being in Utah, being big Boy Scouts, Pinewood Derbies were the thing. That being said, cheating on Pinewood Derbies was a huge thing. So they had to go through and inspect. I mean, there was liquid mercury inside the car to make it go faster, and the graphite wheels and all sorts of polished hubs. It was so as soon as I think of Hot Wheels, I'm like, well, there's a lot of ways I can doctor that car up to make it go faster. So I'm thinking the only way, it's almost like when you're playing poker, you're unopening the pack of things. It's you have to open the pack, have a car off the shelf, open it and throw it on the track.
Don't go this way. Let's modify it.
Yeah, no, I'm with Ian. So where we're at is, I like super glued bolts into the back of cars.
Get some weight going.
I ordered some graphite wheels. We're doing
telling you, man,
cards now.
Put a little mercury vial in there, it'll go like lightning.
We
mercury vial.
For a while we were doing weight classes. So you would all weigh them, and they had to be in a range. And then we started figuring out they're going to wreck anyway. Our track isn't that great. And so
I was going to say speed is only a minor thing. If it doesn't matter how fast you go, and if it can't stick to the track.
Yeah. So it's fun. We've got a bunch of those now. So every now and then we just left the track up. It lives in my garage.
That sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have an OG here. Clint made it.
Oh, my man.
Clint's here.
Clint, good to see you. Cody says Hot Wheels racing. Definitely something I could get into. Yeah, I think that kind of goes for most people that might watch this at all.
Cody, stay tuned. If there's ever an announcement, it'll come through the Flannel panel channel.
Yeah, we may have to do a dedicated thing just on that. That would be fun. And I have to go up here just because it's the argument. Whiskey Mutant says, "Come on over and he'll cook you a turkey." I think.
Yeah. No.
So
I'll come over because I want to hang out and drink.
Yeah, that would.
Dude, I've had a lot of people say that, and I like ham, but stuffing, no. Green bean, any casserole is not in my wheelhouse.
What about like sweet potatoes?
So you lose me there. I can eat casserole with anything.
Yeah. Jason, the one thing we do with our leftovers sometimes is they make a casserole of the leftovers, mashed potatoes and dressing and noodles and gravy and turkey, and bake that.
Or put it
You
on
eat living
French.
right, Ty.
Put it on French fries and have a poutine.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Poutine, yeah. There may
Turkey, gravy, cranberry. It's so good.
Now you lost me.
Well, all right. Yeah, it's good. It's good. So Hot Wheels racing, we got to get it. Natalie says Whiskey Weekend Batch 4 Hot Wheels breakout session. I think that sounds fantastic.
I could probably pack the entire track in like one suitcase.
That would be.
I don't know how we set it. Like we'd be running it like through the lobby. Like
We could.
you know, people out there with ones. Like, hop on the blue one.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
well,
I'm in. I'll smuggle some track.
I feel like it ought to be another jump.
Yeah, sounds like some
That's the new thing. You want to smuggle some track?
jail terms there, Jason. I don't know. Yeah,
I didn't say where I was going to smuggle it. I mean, I do have suitcases. I would be very uncomfortable.
yeah. Andrew says Hot Wheels racing and turkey. That would be yeah. I don't know that turkey thing. I don't know.
I'm never invited back now. Ian is black.
Oh, are you kidding? Are you kidding? No, your name's on the list. Yeah.
Nope.
What do you got? What are you guys drinking today? You have anything in the glass? I'm just having a coffee because I'm exhausted, and it's been a long week. We got a ton of snow. Actually, we got about like 2.5 feet of snow over the past 2 days.
We haven't had any since the big snowstorm like before Christmas. It's just been cold as hell and just
yeah.
We got about 10 inches Monday night, but that's cleared now.
Yeah. And Ty wants it all.
Doug, with your kids and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, well, we had 2 snow days up here, so we don't see those often, but when it comes down like that, the roads are too hard to clear, really. And my neighborhood usually gets plowed at the very end of it all, so it was a couple days hanging out with the snow, but it was fun. Down the street, there's like 10 kids all on like little sleds with it was probably like a 7-foot bank that we built up, and they're sliding down that just on the front yard, so it was pretty good.
That's awesome.
Once the plows came over, but yeah, so I'm just having coffee because I'm wiped. But what do you guys got going on? I think Jason has a fancy pour, doesn't he?
Well, not fancy, but one of our whiskey weekend finds. It's just a Kentucky Spirit we got from the gift shop. Yeah. It was really. I always forget about Wild Turkey, and then every time I drink it, I love it. I feel bad.
Yeah, so that was a cool one. Were you there for that, Troy?
No, I wasn't not at Wild Turkey.
Yeah. Jason drove the Suburban, was it? The Suburban down and
yes.
Oh, Clint might be.
It was Clint, Dustin. Yeah, that was. Yeah, there you go.
Clint might be joining you with that bottle. Yeah, that's cool.
I know. I'm telling you. Of course, I don't need to tell the 7 people I already know, but that's a movement hack. If you see me leaving to the lobby in the Suburban, jump in because we're going someplace cool. There's always room.
It's a good time.
I got it reserved again this year. I don't know why, but it's going to happen.
Oh, Clint is joining you now. That's awesome. There you go.
Clint's the man.
For sure. Ty, you got anything going?
I just finished some barrel-aged old-fashioned.
Which is glorious. Yeah. The new batch?
Well, the batch
new
that
batch
cannot be spoken about yet on
Oh,
public forums. I haven't officially signed the NDA yet, but it's coming. So yeah, now I'll have to. I mean, I guess we may do something afterwards. So
Yeah, I
may
think we'll.
may hold off.
Yeah, so Ty has been batching old fashions for a while now, haven't you?
Yeah, it's like 4 years, I think.
And you put them in a barrel?
Yeah, so I mean, it started with like a 1 liter barrel, quickly went to 3 and 5 liter barrels, and then 2 years ago got a wet barrel from a distillery that was 5 gallons from like a little local distillery, and so I've been using that the last couple of times. But yeah, I mean, the NDA thing is we're hopefully in the process of actually had a distillery pick it up and may start distributing it and
That's
producing
crazy.
it. So yeah, we'll see.
Wow.
It'll be cool if it happens for
Well,
sure.
the first one I had of yours was your least favorite, and it was fantastic. So I remember I'm not a big cocktail guy, I just like bourbon straight, and that one I love those. So every time I get one, I'm stoked.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the new one coming with the 8 times up package.
Oh yeah,
Canada Security, if you're listening, no, it's not. It's just a coffee mug.
yeah.
Order.
Please.
It is, and it is. I will go on record by saying it is very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to get on Ty's gift list too for Christmas because that old fashioned stuff is quite nice.
I'll agree. Tease, you got anything in the glass?
Just drinking a little bit of Eagle Rare. I'm trying to learn to appreciate lower proof.
Interesting.
I didn't even
It's not going very well.
Yeah, it tastes like water. I don't
It
understand.
does, yeah.
you got to start with
Right.
80.
I'm
and
three
then-
quarters of the way through this bottle, and I'm not even buzzed yet. This is crap.
Is it working?
Clint's excited for your old fashioned, Ty.
Yeah.
That's great. Awesome. So, any other holiday traditions that we can think of, or that we done? So,
We usually end up playing flag football at Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
playing football, yeah,
which I'm
that's
way
true.
too old for. Last year, I just found another out of shape person, and we just leaned on each other and just kind
That's
of,
the best way.
I'll guard you, you guard me.
That's awesome.
We did have a weird one growing up that I actually adopted with my kids. My mom used to give us, we used to receive gifts every Valentine's from the Valentine Monster. And my mom would hide out in the garage.
I'm pretty sure
for
that's
like
made
all
up.
evening. Yeah. She'd hide out in the garage and I mean, like I said, we had 5 kids. So she would hide out there and like throw a gift on the porch and ring the bell and then run out. And so we all got a gift from the Valentine Monster every night, or each of us that Valentine's Day, which is kind of cute. So I adopted it with my kids.
I'm curious to what the Valentine Monster would look like.
Oh, that'd be a good idea. Maybe I should.
Nobody gets to know.
Yeah.
Cupid.
It's like Sasquatch. It's never really been
A Valentine's Monster. Is it like Cupid with a? I don't know.
You got my.
I was
my
going to say
brain double
horns.
horns.
I was going to say horns, but I was afraid what would come of it.
Chupacabra.
So Whiskey Mutant wants to know how to get on that list, Ty.
Well, yeah, we can make something happen, Eric. I think I got some sweet swag from you. We may be able to make a deal here.
I'm sure.
If it ends up getting mass produced, I'll have a lot more to be able to distribute real fast.
That'd be awesome.
Going from 5 gallons to 53 gallons would be a game changer. So.
I will say one of many things about this group, everybody listening, the podcast, most of our inner circle here, y'all's swag game is absolutely on point. Eric's new stuff is awesome. Ty, all of y'all's have some great. I love the old Northern Proof logos, and I just need to catch up. I feel like I'm slacking. I barely got a name for the bar from Will, so I've been trying to send some swag. The only swag I got is the stuff Will gave me. That's
awesome. Mm-hmm.
I figured out the other day, I was like, I think the only person I haven't gotten a chance, well, Ian in Canada, but in the States that I haven't hung out with outside of Whiskey Weekend is Tease right now. So I'm on like a mission to figure out how to make an excuse to get to Ohio right now.
If you're heading to Ohio, so am I. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you come to Ohio, you're going to fall in love and never want to leave. I'm telling you.
Man, maybe if it's as blurry as your internet picture most of the time, it might be. It might convince me it's okay. Like,
oh no, you got me all paranoid. Am I blurry today?
A little bit.
Well, not to us because we are already blurry. So
it's good. Yeah, Troy's 6 hours for me, so I'll be headed straight
that would be
there.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll have to figure out something.
Definitely. Yeah, and you should make it up here at some point. You'd like
that's gonna happen. We'll have an 8 times up trip to Canada for sure at some point.
That'd be awesome.
Once everyone can actually go across the border and back.
Break that border, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Although I do think the 8 times up and the T's family trip should kind of coincide because he's got a little sweet spot up there.
Yeah, this is a good little tease for T's.
There you go.
For next week is
that's true.
Yeah, I was like Tease's pike fishing pictures make me envious. So
yeah, and Corey right now is in Taneycomo fishing. He might be fishing.
No, he's not fishing right now.
Might be fishing.
He may still be awake right now.
Well, I meant in general. I'm not sure how much he's actually fishing. Yeah.
Well, I know he's having a ball, but I don't understand fishing in your sled riding clothes like that. Those guys look cold.
They do.
Yeah, I know.
They have 4 inches of snow on their pontoon today.
Yeah,
Hey,
I was like,
Troy, not everybody is insulated for winter like we are.
Yep, I'm built for it.
I was like, our October fishing trip can go from you can be in a t-shirt and jeans to you've got to be in a hoodie and parka real fast. So I understand it. So.
And Jeremy Kane, who's watching, says that's what she said. I missed what it was referenced to, but yeah.
So Jeremy, that's tuned in, is the mastermind behind the Hot Wheels racing we were talking about.
Yes.
So when we started talking about it, I was like texting him. I was like, "You got to
fit right in, man."
Oh, that's awesome.
Then there was some technical difficulties. So Jason's met Jeremy before.
Yeah.
He was the chef that won Taste of Spring last year.
Oh, cool. So, does he like turkey?
Yes, probably.
Well, the chef that likes turkey, you should take some lessons.
I'm sure he makes a great turkey. It's still it's like drinking 90 proof bourbon. It's okay, right, but it's not good, right?
When you put it that way, I get it.
I know the event is right after Whiskey Weekend, so it's difficult for people to travel. But Ty's Taste of Spring was a blast. And we got the pared down version because of COVID. Yeah. But we had, of course we went to the dinner, had a great time, and then Ty hosted his house and came over and that was fun. That was they ran to they were making these seared steaks.
Oh yeah, that was Jeremy.
So Jeremy, they all ran to the grocery store just before it closed and just got every bit of sirloin they could, and he just took it in a super hot pan and just seared it really fast and then threw it on a pile, and we just ate it with our fingers. It was delicious.
He's got this crazy like steak tip recipe with the sauce that I think he's probably told me 3 times what it is, but every time he tells me I'm intoxicated, and so I don't ever remember. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he just throws it on that, and literally, it's in the pan. Maybe, it's quick. Just toss it 2 or 3 times, and it's out, and it was delicious.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So that's, like I said, weekend after Whiskey Weekend. Come on over. We got an Airbnb. We bought the only Airbnb in Delta. So
actually, there's 2.
Okay,
there's 2.
That's awesome.
And the funny thing is, Jason, I found out shortly after. Unfortunately, you already booked yours. We know the family that owns both of them. And they're like, yeah, if you ever want to use those, let us know. And I'm like, well,
Oh,
now
it's all good.
like,
I don't mind chipping it. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the first time we were going to go, when I got in touch with Ty, I told him we got a hotel there. And he goes, well, which one was it? And we told him, he says, you don't want to stay there.
Yeah, don't do that.
So we ended up, the first one we migrated and stayed in Grand Junction. But this one we decided to stay right in town.
Yeah, we could probably make that happen.
Hell yeah. That's worth it. I would buy them. I would.
Or just keep it for your own restaurant, Jeremy, when you actually open it up. Yeah.
I'd pay Telluride prices for that.
Well, there you go.
There you go. That's awesome.
Well, I think that might conclude the holiday traditions live stream.
Yeah.
What do you think? Oh, I think that was a good one. I didn't say it is what it is as much as last time, so Conway won't be Conway won't throw that out there. Maybe, although we might finish with that. We need a tagline. So if you're in the comments or watching this afterwards, throw in a tagline for the flannel panel.
I tried last time and get horny didn't stick, so I'm out.
Oh, that's stuck.
Oh,
yeah.
It's burned in my brain.
What was the other one? You have another line that you like to see.
I'm
You haven't said it yet.
You gotta let me fly.
There we go. With the flannel colors, it's true. Yeah. So next week we're gonna have Corey back. We're gonna do tales of fishing or the fishing flannels or something along those lines. We got to come up with a fun
fishing stories. The one that got away.
Yeah, I was thinking, how big is it or something might be something along those lines. But Corey will be back, and I'm sure he'll be pretty jazzed to get in here and tell us all of the stories. And I'm sure that Tease and Ty and I don't know, Jason, are you a big fisherman?
In the past, I haven't gone in a while, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that into it. So
it's a very good trip with a bunch of kids when you don't, it's a nice cheap outing. So we used to go a lot when we were kids.
That's pretty good, man.
That is awesome. You want to end with that?
I mean, the funny thing is it never will work for Jason, but it still sounds real good.
It's true.
Yeah. Dustin sent for a tagline. Until next time, stay buttoned up.
Dustin come through again.
I think it is.
That's pretty solid.
That's perfect. Oh, we have a question, or is it a joke? I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know which way Ian is on the actual YouTube live.
Nope.
You were pointing at me, I think.
That is you?
I think so, yeah.
So that's the answer to the question right there.
Oh, I've lost all my magic?
No. You call it an Ian because Hannah, I've heard that joke like 37 times.
I think I've said that joke to you guys.
You still missed it.
I still didn't catch it at all. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what was that again? Until next time, stay buttoned up. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Cheers.